Today, we're diving deep into a topic that's absolutely crucial for anyone serious about fitness, health, and transforming their body. We're talking about protein, but I want you to think about it in a whole new way. Forget just seeing it as food. I want you to start treating protein like medicine. That's right, like a prescription for the body you want to build. We all know the saying, abs are made in the kitchen, and it is 100% true. You can spend hours in the gym, lifting, pushing, and pulling, but if your nutrition isn't dialed in, you're essentially building a house without any bricks. And protein. Protein is the master brick. So, what's the big deal with protein anyway? Let's get into the science for a minute, but I'll keep it simple. When you work out, you're creating tiny, microscopic tears in your muscle fibers. This sounds bad, but it's actually the necessary first step for growth. Now, your body needs to repair these tears, and what does it use for the repair job? Amino acids. And where do you get amino acids? You guessed it, from the protein you eat. When your body repairs those muscle tears, it doesn't just patch them up. It overcompensates, making the muscle fiber a little stronger and a little bigger than before. This process is called muscle protein synthesis. But here's the catch. This process can only happen if you have enough amino acids available in your bloodstream. If you don't eat enough protein, your body is like a construction crew that has shown up to the site with no materials. Nothing gets built, you just feel sore and tired. This is why I say you need to eat protein like medicine. Would you skip a dose of medicine that a doctor prescribed for your recovery? Probably not. So why would you skip the single most important nutrient for your muscle recovery and growth? The key is consistency. You need a steady supply of protein throughout the day to keep that muscle-building engine running. Let's think about how most people eat. Maybe they have a carb-heavy breakfast like cereal or a bagel, then a sandwich for lunch with a tiny slice of meat, and then they try to cram all their protein into one massive dinner. This feast or famine approach is not optimal. Your body can only utilize a certain amount of protein at one time for muscle synthesis. The rest might be used for energy or, in a surplus, stored as fat. The real secret, the game changer, is to distribute your protein intake evenly across all your meals. Aim for a significant protein source with every single thing you eat, from breakfast to your last snack of the day. This keeps your body in a constant state of repair and growth, what we call an anabolic state. So, how do we put this protein as medicine philosophy into practice? It's simpler than you think. Let's start with breakfast. Ditch the sugary cereals and toast. Instead, think about having 3 or 4 whole eggs. Scrambled, fried, poached, however you like them. Eggs are a powerhouse of high-quality protein and essential nutrients. Another great option is Greek yogurt, which is packed with protein. Mix in some berries and a handful of nuts, and you've got a perfectly balanced, muscle-building start to your day. Now, let's move on to lunch. That sad little sandwich isn't going to cut it. Double the amount of chicken, turkey, or fish. Better yet, build your lunch around the protein. Think a large grilled chicken breast with a side of roasted vegetables and quinoa, or a big salad loaded with chickpeas, lentils, and a generous portion of grilled salmon. Salmon is fantastic because not only is it high in protein, but it's also rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which help reduce inflammation. What about that mid-afternoon slump when you're craving something sweet or salty? This is a critical moment. Instead of reaching for chips or a cookie, this is another opportunity for a dose of your medicine. A high-quality protein shake is a perfect solution here. It's quick, convenient, and delivers a fast-absorbing dose of protein right when your muscles might be craving it. Other great options include a handful of almonds or walnuts, a cottage cheese bowl, or even some beef jerky. Plan these snacks ahead of time so you're not caught off guard. Now we come to dinner. This is where many people do a good job, but we can still optimize it. A lean cut of steak, a fillet of cod or tilapia, or plant-based options like a big bowl of lentil soup or a tofu stir-fry are all excellent choices. The key is to make sure the protein source is the star of the plate, not an afterthought. Fill the rest of your plate with nutrient-dense carbohydrates like sweet potatoes and a ton of green vegetables like broccoli or spinach. Let's talk about our plant-based friends for a moment. Getting enough protein on a vegan or vegetarian diet is absolutely achievable. It just requires a little more planning. You need to be diligent about combining different sources to ensure you get all the essential amino acids. Fantastic sources include lentils, chickpeas, beans of all kinds, tofu, tempeh, edamame, quinoa, seeds like hemp and chia, and nuts. A classic combination like rice and beans, for example, creates a complete protein. So, if you're plant-based, the protein as medicine rule is even more important for you. Every meal needs a deliberate, strong protein source. So, how much protein do you actually need? A good general guideline for active individuals looking to build muscle is about 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. Or, to simplify it, about 0.7 to 1.0 grams per pound of body weight. So, if you weigh 180 pounds, you'd be aiming for somewhere between 126 and 180 grams of protein per day. Now, don't get stressed about hitting that number perfectly every single day. The goal is consistency. If you aim to have 25 to 40 grams of protein with each of your 3 main meals and 1 or 2 snacks, you'll likely land right in that optimal range without having to obsessively track every single gram. Remember, building the physique you want is a marathon, not a sprint. The work you do in the gym is the stimulus, but the food you eat is the raw material for change. By starting to view protein as your personal prescription for growth and recovery, you shift your mindset from just eating to fueling with purpose. Every meal becomes an opportunity to move one step closer to your goals. Every snack is a chance to give your body what it needs to rebuild and come back stronger. This isn't about a restrictive diet. It's about a powerful, positive addition to your life. It's about respecting your body and the hard work you put in. So, my challenge to you is this. For the next week, focus on one thing. Get a quality source of protein in every single meal. That's it. Don't worry about anything else. Just make sure breakfast, lunch, and dinner all have a substantial protein component. See how you feel. Notice your energy levels. Pay attention to your recovery after workouts. I guarantee you'll feel a difference. You'll be providing your body with the tools it needs to succeed. Thanks so much for tuning in today. I hope this gives you a new perspective on just how powerful your nutrition can be. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss our future videos. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. What's your favorite high-protein meal? Let's share some ideas. Until next time, stay strong and fuel smart. Today, we're tackling a silent enemy that most of us face every single day, often without even realizing it. It's not some exotic supervillain. It's something much simpler. The chair. That's right, the comfortable, unassuming chair you're probably sitting in right now. We're going to talk about why stillness has become the new enemy of our strength and vitality, and what we can do to fight back. Think about it. Our ancestors were constantly on the move. They walked, ran, hunted, gathered, and built. Their bodies were designed for motion. Fast forward to today, and what does a typical day look like? We wake up, sit for breakfast, sit in a car or on a train to get to work, sit at a desk for 8 hours, sit on the way home, and then sit on the couch to watch TV. We've engineered movement almost completely out of our lives, and while that sounds convenient, it's having a massive impact on our health. When we sit for prolonged periods, our bodies basically go into shutdown mode. Our circulation slows down, our metabolism plummets, and the large muscles in our lower body, which are crucial for so many things, become inactive. It's like putting your body on standby. Over time, this standby mode can lead to a whole host of problems. We're not just talking about a sore back or a stiff neck, although those are definitely common symptoms. We're talking about a higher risk of chronic health issues, weaker bones, and a general feeling of fatigue and lethargy. Stillness, quite literally, becomes the enemy of our strength. So, what's the antidote? It's beautifully simple. Move more, sit less. This isn't about suddenly training for a marathon or spending 2 hours at the gym every day, although that's great if you enjoy it. This is about reintroducing small, consistent movements into your daily routine. It's about breaking the long, uninterrupted periods of sitting. Motion is what keeps your body alive and awake. Let's start with the basics. Walking is one of the most underrated forms of exercise on the planet. It's free, it's accessible, and its benefits are incredible. Can you take a 15-minute walk during your lunch break? Instead of sending an email to a colleague in the same building, could you walk over to their desk? Maybe you can park your car a little further from the entrance of the grocery store, or get off the bus one stop early. These small choices add up. Think of it as collecting movement snacks throughout your day. A 5-minute walk here, a 10-minute walk there, it all counts. Next up, let's talk about stretching. When you're stuck at a desk, your muscles, especially in your hips, back, and shoulders, get tight and short. This leads to that classic office worker posture: hunched shoulders, forward head. A simple stretch can feel like a miracle. You don't need a yoga mat or special equipment. Every hour, set a reminder to stand up. Reach your arms up to the ceiling. Gently twist from side to side. Do a few shoulder rolls. Touch your toes, or just hang forward and let your spine decompress. It takes 60 seconds, but it sends a powerful signal to your body. Hey, we're still awake. We're still moving. These micro breaks reset your posture and get the blood flowing again. And what about one of the most accessible pieces of gym equipment ever invented? The stairs. We often see stairs as an obstacle, something to be avoided in favor of the elevator or escalator. It's time to change that mindset. See stairs as an opportunity. Climbing stairs is a fantastic cardiovascular exercise that also strengthens your glutes and leg muscles, the very ones that go dormant when you sit. If you work in a multi-story building, make it a rule to always take the stairs. If you live in an apartment, take the stairs instead of the elevator. Even just a few flights a day can make a significant difference in your heart health and lower body strength. The key is to integrate these movements so seamlessly into your day that they become second nature. For example, when you're on a phone call, why not pace around the room instead of sitting? While you're waiting for your coffee to brew or your food to microwave, do a few squats or calf raises. You might feel a bit silly at first, but your body will thank you for it. The goal is to accumulate movement, to constantly interrupt the stillness. Think of your body like a dynamic river, not a stagnant pond. A river is full of life, energy, and constant flow. A pond can become murky and lifeless. By choosing motion, you are choosing to be a river. You're keeping your systems flowing, your muscles engaged, and your mind alert. You'll likely notice you have more energy, not less. You might find your focus improves, and that afternoon slump becomes a thing of the past. Your mood can lift, and you'll just feel more alive. It's not about perfection. It's about progress. Start small. Pick one thing from this video to try this week. Maybe it's the hourly stretch, or maybe it's taking the stairs once a day. Once that becomes a habit, add another. Be mindful of how much you're sitting and actively look for opportunities to stand up, walk, and move. Remember, our bodies were designed to move. Stillness is the enemy of strength, but motion is the elixir of life. Let's reclaim our natural state of being. Let's get up and move. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope this inspired you to break up with your chair just a little bit. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more tips on living a healthier, more active life. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite way to sneak more movement into your day is. I'd love to hear your ideas. Stay active, stay strong, and I'll see you in the next video. What if I told you there's a simpler, more beautiful, and far more effective way to think about food? It's time to stop the calorie obsession and start a new, vibrant journey. We're going to learn how to eat color, not calories. Think about your last meal. What colors were on your plate? Was it mostly beige, brown, and white? While those foods can be delicious, a plate lacking in color often lacks essential nutrients. Nature has its own brilliant coding system, and the colors in our fruits and vegetables are like signals, telling us exactly what powerful benefits they hold. It's like a nutritional rainbow, and today we're going to explore what each color means for your health. Let's start with the color of passion and energy. Red. When you see red foods like tomatoes, strawberries, watermelon, or red bell peppers, think protection. These foods are packed with an antioxidant called lycopene. Studies suggest lycopene is a powerhouse when it comes to supporting heart health and protecting our cells from damage. So, adding a splash of red to your salad isn't just making it prettier, you're actively giving your heart some love. Next up, let's soak in the sunshine with orange and yellow. Think carrots, sweet potatoes, oranges, lemons, and pumpkins. These bright, happy foods are famous for being rich in beta-carotene, which our bodies convert into vitamin A. What does vitamin A do? It's crucial for sharp vision, a robust immune system, and healthy, glowing skin. So, the next time you're munching on a carrot, remember you're not just having a snack. You're investing in your eyesight and giving your immune system a high five. Moving along the rainbow, we arrive at green. This is the color we all associate with health, and for good reason. Leafy greens like spinach and kale, along with broccoli, avocados, and green grapes, are nutritional superstars. They are loaded with chlorophyll, fiber, and compounds like lutein. These nutrients are fantastic for our digestion, help protect our eyes from age-related issues, and are fundamental for detoxification. Eat your greens isn't just something your mom said, it's some of the best health advice you'll ever get. A green smoothie in the morning isn't just a trend. It's a fantastic way to flood your body with goodness right at the start of the day. Now for the more majestic and mysterious colors. Blue and purple. Think blueberries, blackberries, purple cabbage, eggplant, and plums. These deep-hued beauties get their color from anthocyanins, a type of antioxidant known for its incredible benefits for brain health. Research indicates that these compounds can help boost memory, improve cognitive function, and protect our brains as we age. A handful of blueberries is more than just a sweet treat. It's like a mini workout for your brain cells. Think of it as delicious brain food that helps keep you sharp and focused. And let's not forget the often overlooked white and brown category. I know I said to move beyond beige, but I'm talking about nature's whites. Foods like garlic, onions, mushrooms, and cauliflower are incredibly powerful. Garlic and onions contain allicin, which has amazing immune-boosting properties. Mushrooms are one of the few plant-based sources of vitamin D, and cauliflower is a versatile, low-carb vegetable packed with fiber and vitamins. These foods form the foundation of so many healthy and flavorful meals. So, how do we put this all together? It's simpler than you think. Forget the complex calorie counting apps for a moment. Instead, when you go grocery shopping or plan your meals, ask yourself a new question. How many colors can I get on my plate? Your goal is to eat the rainbow every single day. Let's brainstorm some easy ways to do this. For breakfast, instead of plain oatmeal, toss in a handful of red raspberries and blue blueberries. For lunch, don't just have a plain sandwich. Add some green spinach, red tomato slices, and maybe a side of yellow bell pepper strips. For dinner, if you're making a stir-fry, throw in some purple cabbage, green broccoli, and orange carrots. It's about making small, colorful additions that add up to a huge nutritional impact. The beauty of this approach is that it shifts your focus from restriction to abundance. You're not thinking, I can't eat that. You're thinking, what vibrant, delicious food can I add? This mindset is so much more positive and sustainable in the long run. When your plate is filled with a variety of colorful fruits and vegetables, you naturally crowd out the less nutritious, calorie-dense processed foods. You'll feel more satisfied and energized because you're giving your body the actual fuel it craves: vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. This isn't about being perfect. It's about progress. Start with one meal a day. Challenge yourself to add just 1 or 2 new colors. Maybe you try a purple sweet potato for the first time, or add some sliced radishes to your salad. It's an adventure in flavor and health. You'll discover new foods you love and find that eating healthy becomes an exciting and creative process, not a chore. By eating the rainbow, you're not just nourishing your body on a cellular level, you're also building a better relationship with food. You learn to appreciate the natural beauty and power of what you eat. You start to see food as a source of vitality and joy, not a source of stress and numbers. This is the key to long-term wellness. It's a lifestyle, not a diet. So I challenge you. For the next week, focus on color. Take pictures of your meals and see how many shades of the rainbow you can capture. You might be surprised at how much better you feel, how much more energy you have, and how much more you enjoy your food. Let go of the calorie-counting stress and embrace the beautiful, simple wisdom of nature. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope this inspires you to paint your plate with the colors of health. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more tips on living a vibrant, healthy life. Drop a comment below and let me know which color you're going to add to your next meal. Stay colorful, and I'll see you in the next video. It's free, it's available almost every day, and it's literally the source of all life on Earth. I'm talking about the sun. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. The sun? Isn't it bad for your skin? And yes, overexposure is a real concern, and we'll definitely get into how to be smart about it. But for a moment, I want you to forget the scaremongering and think about this. For millions of years, humans lived, worked, and thrived under the open sky. We are, in our very DNA, creatures of the sun. It's like we've forgotten that our bodies are ancient solar-powered machines. Think about it. The energy in the food you eat originally came from the sun through photosynthesis. The warmth you feel on your skin is pure solar energy. So why have we become a culture that actively avoids it? We go from our homes, to our cars, to our offices, spending 90% of our lives indoors, bathed in artificial blue light. We've traded the vibrant, full-spectrum light of the sun for the pale imitation of screens and light bulbs, and our health is paying the price. Let's dive into the science because this is where it gets really fascinating. When sunlight, specifically UVB radiation, hits your skin, it kicks off an incredible chemical reaction. Your body starts producing a hormone so crucial that it's often called the sunshine vitamin. I'm talking about vitamin D. Now, calling it a vitamin is actually a bit of a misnomer. It's really a pro-hormone, and it's involved in over 1,000 different processes in your body. Most people associate vitamin D with bone health, and that's true. It helps you absorb calcium, which is essential for strong bones and preventing conditions like osteoporosis. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Your immune system is heavily dependent on vitamin D. Ever notice how you're more likely to catch a cold or the flu during the dark winter months? That's not a coincidence. Lower sun exposure leads to lower vitamin D levels, which can weaken your immune response, making you more susceptible to infections. Studies have shown that people with adequate vitamin D levels have a much stronger defense against respiratory illnesses. So, a little bit of sun can literally be your shield. But wait, there's more. Let's talk about mood. Have you ever felt that incredible sense of well-being after spending some time in the sun? That's not just in your head. Sunlight boosts your brain's production of serotonin, which is a natural mood lifter and antidepressant. It's the same neurotransmitter that many antidepressant medications target. Getting regular sun exposure can help regulate your mood, reduce anxiety, and promote feelings of calm and focus. It's nature's own happiness prescription, and for all the guys watching, listen up, because this is a big one. Sunlight is a powerful, natural way to support healthy testosterone levels. Here's how it works. Vitamin D, which we get from the sun, is a crucial building block for testosterone production. Several studies have directly linked higher vitamin D levels with higher testosterone levels in men. When you're deficient in vitamin D, which a huge portion of the population is, your body simply doesn't have the raw materials it needs to produce this vital hormone optimally. Testosterone is what drives your energy, your ambition, your muscle growth, and your libido. If you're feeling sluggish, unmotivated, or just not like your old self, low sun exposure could be a major contributing factor. Forget the expensive, questionable supplements for a minute. Your first step should be to go outside and tap into this ancient, free source of hormonal support. Just 15 to 20 minutes of daily sun can make a significant difference. So, how do we do this safely and effectively? This is the key part. We're not talking about baking on a beach for hours until you were red as a lobster. That's counterproductive and dangerous. We're talking about smart, strategic sun exposure. The goal is to get just enough sun to trigger that vitamin D synthesis without causing skin damage. The ideal time is usually midday, between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m., when the UVB rays are strongest. I know this goes against the common advice to avoid the midday sun, but that advice is geared towards preventing sunburn during prolonged exposure. For a short, intentional sun bath, this is the most efficient time. How long you need depends on your skin type, your location, and the time of year. For someone with fair skin, 10-15 minutes might be plenty. If you have darker skin, you have more natural melanin, which is protective but also means you'll need a bit longer, maybe 20 to 30 minutes, to produce the same amount of vitamin D. The key is to never, ever let your skin burn. You want to get out of the sun just before your skin would start to turn pink. To maximize the benefits, you want to expose as much skin as you comfortably can. Taking a walk in a t-shirt and shorts is fantastic. This allows your body to produce a much larger amount of vitamin D than if just your face and hands are exposed. And here's a pro tip. Don't immediately shower and scrub your skin with soap right after your sun session. The oils on your skin play a role in the vitamin D synthesis process, which can take a few hours. A quick rinse with water is fine, but maybe save the soapy scrub for later in the day. Let's reframe how we think about this. Don't see it as a chore. See it as a vital part of your daily routine, just like eating or sleeping. Call it a solar charge or your sun snack. Integrate it into your life. Can you take your lunch break and eat outside? Can you take a 15-minute walk in the afternoon? Can you do a few exercises or stretches in your backyard? Think of it as plugging your body back into its primary power source. You are a biological battery, and the sun is your charger. When you are fully charged, you feel energetic, your mood is stable, your immune system is robust, and your hormones are balanced. When you're running on low, everything starts to falter. I challenge you to try this for 1 week. Just 1 week. Commit to getting 15 minutes of midday sun every single day. Don't slather on sunscreen for this short duration. Sunscreen blocks the UVB rays and prevents vitamin D production. Again, we are only talking about 15 minutes, not hours. After that short period, if you're staying outside longer, then absolutely apply a good, natural sunscreen to protect yourself. Pay attention to how you feel. Notice your energy levels in the afternoon. Notice your mood. Notice your sleep quality, because sunlight during the day also helps regulate your circadian rhythm, leading to deeper, more restorative sleep at night. I promise you, you will feel a difference. You will feel more alive, more vibrant, more human. We've become so disconnected from the natural world, and this is one of the easiest and most powerful ways to reconnect. It's about remembering that we are part of nature, not separate from it. The sun is not our enemy. It's an ancient source of fuel, strength, and vitality. So, stop skipping the sun. Make it a non-negotiable part of your daily health practice. It's the ultimate life hack, and it's been waiting for you right outside your door this whole time. Thanks so much for watching today. I hope this inspired you to get outside and soak up some of those amazing rays. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video. Leave a comment below and let me know. Are you going to take the 1-week sun challenge? I'd love to hear about your experience. Stay healthy, stay curious, and get outside. See you in the next one. We're talking about the crucial, often overlooked partnership between challenging your body and calming your mind. We all love pushing our limits, right? That feeling of hitting a new PR, finishing a brutal HIIT session, or just leaving it all on the gym floor. We chase the burn, the sweat, the exhaustion, because that's where growth happens. But what if I told you that the key to unlocking even greater strength and resilience is not just about going harder? It's about getting quieter. Think about it. Our daily lives are a constant barrage. Work deadlines, social pressures, the endless scroll on our phones. It's a form of stress. Then we go to the gym and intentionally put our bodies under immense physical stress. We lift heavy, we run fast, we push through the pain. And that's a good thing. That's how we get stronger. But stress, no matter the source, is still stress. It triggers a cascade of physiological responses in our bodies. Cortisol floods our system, our heart rate spikes, our muscles tense up. This is the fight or flight response. It's an ancient survival mechanism that's incredibly useful in short bursts. But when we live in a state of chronic stress, both from life and from our training, without giving our nervous system a chance to downshift, things start to break down. This is where so many of us go wrong. We finish a gut-busting workout, feeling completely wired, and we jump right back into the chaos. We grab our phone, answer emails, rush to the next appointment. We never signal to our body that the threat is over. We stay in that high-alert state, and over time, this leads to burnout, plateaus, nagging injuries, poor sleep, and a feeling of being constantly on edge. Stress breaks strength, it chips away at our recovery, compromises our immune system, and sabotages the very gains we're working so hard to achieve. The muscle isn't built during the lift, it's built during the rest, and that rest needs to be more than just physical. It needs to be mental and neurological. So, how do we fix this? How do we rebuild what stress breaks down? The answer is balance. For every intense, high-energy output, we need a deliberate, low-energy input. We need to actively cultivate moments of quiet and stillness to counterbalance the moments of intense effort. This isn't about being lazy or skipping workouts. It's about being smarter with our recovery so we can come back stronger, more focused, and more resilient. It's about completing the stress cycle. Your body needs to know it's safe. Let's talk about what this actually looks like. I'm not asking you to become a monk and meditate for hours on a mountaintop, unless that's your thing. This is about finding simple, accessible practices that work for you. One of the most powerful tools is simply your breath. After a tough workout, instead of immediately grabbing your phone, try this. Find a comfortable spot to sit or lie down. Close your eyes. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose for 4 seconds. Feel your belly expand. Hold it for a moment, and then exhale slowly through your mouth for 6 to 8 seconds. Really focus on that long, slow exhale. This simple action stimulates the vagus nerve, which is the main highway of your parasympathetic nervous system. Your body is rest and digest system. Just 5 minutes of this can dramatically shift you out of that fight or flight state. Another game changer for me has been incorporating gentle movement like yoga or simple stretching. This isn't about a power vinyasa class that feels like another workout. I'm talking about slow, mindful movement. Think holding a deep hip stretch while focusing on your breath, or flowing through a few gentle cat-cow poses to release tension in your spine. It's about connecting your mind to your body in a gentle, restorative way. This helps release physical tension stored in the muscles and quiets the mental chatter that often accompanies intense physical exertion. It's an active form of recovery that tells your body and mind, okay, the hard work is done. It's time to repair and rebuild. For some, this quiet time might look more spiritual. It could be a few moments of prayer or reflection, expressing gratitude for what your body is capable of. It's about connecting to something larger than your deadlift PR. This practice can provide a profound sense of peace and perspective, reminding you that your worth isn't tied to your physical performance. It grounds you. It helps you zoom out from the intense focus of training and appreciate the bigger picture of your health and well-being. Finding that inner anchor can make you mentally tougher than any workout ever could. And sometimes the most powerful practice is the simplest of all. Silence. Just pure, unadulterated silence. No music, no podcasts, no TV. Find a quiet corner. Maybe go for a slow walk in nature without your headphones. Or just sit in your car for 5 minutes before you drive home from the gym. In the beginning, it might feel uncomfortable. Your mind will race. You'll be tempted to fill the void with noise. But stick with it. Allow your thoughts to come and go without judgment. This is how you learn to be comfortable in your own head, to process the day, and to let your nervous system truly settle. It's in these moments of doing nothing that your body and mind do their most important work of healing. I want to challenge you to try this for 1 week. After every single hard workout, commit to just 5 to 10 minutes of a deliberate cool-down for your mind. Choose your tool: intentional breathing, gentle stretching, prayer, or simple silence. Don't treat it as an afterthought. Treat it as the most important part of your training session. Because it is. It's the key that unlocks recovery, prevents burnout, and ultimately builds a kind of strength that is deep, resilient, and sustainable. This is about training for longevity. We want to be able to do this for life, not just for a season. By honoring the need for quiet, you're not just improving your physical performance. You're improving your mental health, your focus, your sleep, and your overall quality of life. You're learning to listen to your body and give it what it truly needs. The world will always be loud. Your workouts will always be demanding. But you can choose to create pockets of peace. You can challenge the body, and then you must calm the mind. It's the ultimate power couple for a strong and balanced life. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really hope this message resonates with you. Give it a try and let me know how it goes in the comments below. I'd love to hear what practices you use to find your balance. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Stay strong, stay balanced, and I'll see you in the next one. It's that warm, cozy, familiar place we all know, the comfort zone. It feels safe, right? It feels easy. But let me tell you a secret. Comfort is the silent killer of progress. It's the place where potential goes to die. We've all been there. You get a new job, you learn the ropes, and after a few months you can do it with your eyes closed. You hit a plateau at the gym, but hey, at least you're maintaining. You start a new hobby, get pretty good at it, and then just stop trying to get better. That feeling of ease is seductive. It whispers, "You've done enough. Just relax. You're good." But good is the enemy of great. Think about it. When was the last time you felt truly proud of yourself? I bet it wasn't when you were doing something easy. It was when you pushed through a challenge. It was that moment you thought you couldn't possibly do one more rep, but you did it anyway. It was that day you felt zero motivation to work on your project, but you sat down and put in an hour of focused effort. That's where the magic happens. That's where growth lives. This idea of staying hungry isn't about being discontent or never enjoying your achievements. It's about recognizing that you are capable of more. It's about falling in love with the process of becoming a better version of yourself. The human spirit isn't designed for stagnation. It's designed to overcome, to adapt, to build, and to grow. When we stop challenging ourselves, a part of us starts to fade. So, what does staying hungry look like in practice? It's not about making massive, life-altering changes every single day. That's a recipe for burnout. It's about the small things. It's about the principle of one more. When you're at the gym and your workout plan says 10 reps and you finish them, your mind immediately says, "Okay, done. Time to rest." Challenge that voice. Just tell yourself, just one more. Feel the burn, embrace that momentary discomfort, and push out that extra rep. It seems insignificant, but over weeks and months, that one more rep is what builds real strength and transforms your physique. Let's apply this to work or learning a new skill. You've planned to study for an hour. The timer goes off. You're tempted to immediately close the book and grab your phone. But what if you told yourself, just 5 more minutes? Or just read one more page? In those 5 minutes, you might stumble upon a key insight that makes everything else click into place. That one extra page could contain the answer you were looking for. This isn't about punishing yourself. It's about training your discipline. Every time you push just a little bit past your perceived limit, you're not just getting better at the task. You're building a stronger mindset. You're teaching your brain that you are in control, not your fleeting feelings of fatigue or boredom. You're proving to yourself that you can handle discomfort, and that's a superpower in every area of life. The comfort zone feels good because it's predictable. There's no risk of failure, no chance of embarrassment. But there's also no chance of victory. There's no thrill of discovery. Progress, by its very nature, requires stepping into the unknown. It requires you to be a beginner again, to feel awkward, to make mistakes, and to learn from them. Think of a lobster. As a lobster grows, its shell becomes tight and constricting. It feels uncomfortable and stressed. To continue growing, it has to shed its old shell and expose its vulnerable, soft body until a new, larger shell hardens. That period of vulnerability is dangerous, but it's absolutely necessary for growth. The stimulus for the lobster to grow is that it feels uncomfortable. If lobsters had doctors, they'd get a prescription, feel fine, and never grow. Sometimes we need to appreciate that feeling of pressure and discomfort as a signal that it's time to shed our own shells. What shell do you need to shed? Is it the fear of public speaking? The fear of applying for that promotion? The fear of starting your own business? Your comfort zone is that old shell. It protected you for a while, but now it's just holding you back. I want you to try something this week. Identify one area in your life where you've become comfortable. Just one. It could be your morning routine, your workout, your relationships, or your job. And then I want you to find a way to add one more. Read one more chapter of a book before bed. Hold that plank for 10 more seconds. Spend 5 more minutes being truly present with your family, without distractions. Initiate one more conversation that feels a little challenging but necessary. Don't get me wrong, rest is crucial. You can't sprint a marathon. But there's a huge difference between strategic rest to recharge and chronic complacency that drains your ambition. The goal is to live in a state of engaged, intentional effort, to see every day as an opportunity to lay one more brick for the incredible life you're building. The person you want to become is waiting for you just on the other side of your comfort zone. They are forged in the fires of that extra rep, that extra hour of work, that extra day of showing up when you didn't feel like it. The satisfaction you'll feel from pushing your own boundaries is 1,000 times more fulfilling than the temporary relief of staying put. So, stay hungry. Stay curious. Don't let comfort trick you into settling for less than you deserve. Every single day, ask yourself, where can I push just one step further? Because progress isn't an accident, it's a choice. And it's a choice you get to make right now. Thank you so much for watching. If this message resonated with you, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more content to help you unlock your full potential. Let me know in the comments what one more you're going to commit to this week. I'd love to hear about it. See you in the next video. We spend hours in the gym, we dial in our nutrition, we track our macros, but how much time do we dedicate to strengthening the most powerful muscle we have? I'm talking about the one between our ears. The truth is, mental toughness is the secret ingredient that fuels physical power. You can have the strongest body in the world, but if your mind gives up, the body will follow. Think about it. That last rep you just can't push, that final mile that feels impossible, that moment you want to hit the snooze button instead of lacing up your running shoes. What's holding you back? It's not always physical fatigue. More often than not, it's a mental barrier. It's the voice in your head that says, "I can't, it's too hard," or "I'll do it tomorrow." We're going to talk about how to silence that voice and cultivate an unbreakable mindset. This isn't about ignoring pain or pretending challenges don't exist. It's about building the inner resilience to face them head-on, to bend without breaking, and to come back even stronger. So, how do we start building this mental fortitude? It begins with understanding that your mind, just like your bicep or your quads, needs consistent training. It's not something you're just born with. Resilience is a skill, and like any skill, it gets stronger with practice. We're going to explore 3 powerful, accessible, and scientifically backed tools that you can start using today: meditation, cold exposure, and intentional breathwork. These aren't just trendy wellness fads. They are ancient practices that modern science is now validating for their profound effects on our nervous system, focus, and emotional regulation. By integrating these practices into your life, you're not just preparing for your next workout. You're preparing for life's inevitable challenges. Let's start with meditation. Now, before you say, "I can't quiet my mind," let me stop you right there. That's the entire point. Meditation isn't about having an empty mind. It's about observing your thoughts without judgment. Imagine you're sitting on the side of a road, and your thoughts are the cars passing by. You don't jump into every car and go for a ride. You just watch them come and go. That's meditation. Start small, just 5 minutes a day. Find a quiet spot, sit comfortably, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. Inhale, exhale. When a thought pops up, and it will, simply acknowledge it and gently guide your focus back to your breath. This simple act of returning your focus, again and again, is a mental push-up. You are training your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for focus and decision-making. Over time, you'll find it easier to stay present, not just during meditation, but during a tough workout or a stressful meeting. You'll develop a gap between a stimulus, like the burning in your muscles, and your reaction. Instead of instinctively quitting, you'll have the mental space to observe the sensation and choose to push through. This is where real growth happens. It's the ability to say, "Okay, this is uncomfortable, but I am in control, and I will continue." Now, let's talk about something that's a bit more bracing: cold showers. I know, I can almost hear the groans through the screen. But hear me out. Purposefully exposing yourself to cold is one of the most effective ways to build mental resilience. Why? Because it puts you in a controlled, stressful environment. When that cold water hits you, your immediate instinct is to panic, to gasp, to jump out. Your sympathetic nervous system, your fight-or-flight response, goes into overdrive. Your mission is to override that instinct. The goal is to stay calm, control your breathing, and withstand the discomfort. Focus on long, slow exhales. This signals to your nervous system that you are safe, even though the environment is stressful. By doing this for just 30 seconds to a minute each day, you are literally teaching your mind and body how to handle stress. You're proving to yourself that you can remain calm and in control, even when your body is screaming at you to react. This translates directly to other areas of life. The next time you face a high-pressure situation, your baseline response will be calmer and more collected because you've practiced it every single morning in the shower. The third tool in our mental training toolkit is breathwork. It's more than just breathing. It's the conscious control of your breath to influence your mental and physiological state. Your breath is the remote control for your nervous system. Short, shallow breathing signals stress and anxiety. Deep, slow, diaphragmatic breathing signals calm and relaxation. One of the simplest and most powerful techniques is box breathing. It's so effective that it's used by Navy SEALs to stay calm in high-stakes situations. It's easy to remember. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, and hold for 4 seconds. That's one box. Practicing this for just a few minutes can dramatically lower your heart rate and quiet your mind. You can use it before a workout to get focused, after a workout to kickstart recovery, or anytime you feel overwhelmed. Think of it as a pattern interrupt. When your mind is racing with anxious thoughts, focusing on this simple 4-4 pattern forces you into the present moment. You can worry about the future or dwell on the past when you re-busy counting to 4. It's an immediate anchor that brings you back to a state of equilibrium. Breathwork is your superpower, available to you anytime, anywhere, for free. Don't underestimate it. So let's connect the dots. How does meditating, taking a cold shower, or doing breathing exercises actually make you physically stronger? It all comes down to building a higher tolerance for discomfort. Fitness is, by its very nature, uncomfortable. To build muscle, you need to push past your comfort zone. To increase endurance, you need to endure the feeling of being out of breath. These mental practices train you to sit with that discomfort, to observe it without reacting, and to understand that it is temporary. You learn that discomfort is the price of admission for growth. When you're under the barbell and your mind screams, "Drop it," your meditation practice allows you to notice that thought and let it go. When you're in the final sprint and your lungs are on fire, your cold shower experience reminds you that you can handle intense physical sensations without panicking. And when your heart is pounding before a big lift, your breathwork practice gives you the tool to calm your nerves and focus your energy. You're no longer a victim of your immediate impulses. You become the conscious director of your actions. You are training the governor of your physical engine. What we're really talking about is building self-efficacy, the belief in your own ability to succeed. Every time you successfully meditate for 5 minutes, every time you withstand a cold shower, every time you use your breath to calm yourself down, you cast a vote for a new identity. You are voting for the person who is disciplined, resilient, and in control. These small, daily wins accumulate. They build a foundation of mental proof that you can do hard things. This belief system is what will carry you through the toughest challenges, both in the gym and in life. It's a positive feedback loop. Training your mind makes your body stronger, and a stronger body reinforces the belief that you are capable, further strengthening your mind. So, here's your call to action. Don't just listen to this and think, "That's a nice idea." Choose one of these practices and commit to it for 1 week. Just one. Maybe it's 5 minutes of meditation every morning. Maybe it's ending your shower with 30 seconds of cold water, or maybe it's doing 2 minutes of box breathing before bed. Don't try to do everything at once. Pick one, be consistent, and observe what happens. Notice how you feel. Notice how you respond to challenges during your day. The goal isn't perfection, it's consistency. Remember, physical power is a reflection of your inner resilience. Stop just training your body. Start training the person who controls it. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope this gives you a new perspective on what it truly means to be strong. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button. And if you want more content on building a stronger mind and body, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Which practice are you going to try this week? Let's support each other. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one. Today, I want to talk about something that's absolutely crucial, whether you're chasing a fitness goal, a career ambition, or just trying to be a better version of yourself. It's a concept that sounds simple but is incredibly powerful. Respect your limits, then redefine them. We live in a culture that screams, "no limits," and "push past the pain," all the time. You see it on posters, you hear it in motivational speeches. And while that can be inspiring, it often misses a critical piece of the puzzle. It makes us feel like if we have limits, we're weak. If we need to rest, we're failing. But that's not just wrong. It's a fast track to burnout. Think about it. True strength isn't about being an unstoppable machine that never needs a break. It's not about being perfect from day one. Strength is about persistence. It's about showing up, day after day, especially on the days you don't feel like it. But here's the secret. Persistence is impossible without rest. Your body, your mind, they are constantly sending you signals. That little twinge in your knee, the mental fog that rolls in mid-afternoon, that feeling of emotional exhaustion. These aren't signs of weakness. They are data. They are your body's way of saying, "Hey, I need a little help here. I need to recover." And what do most of us do? We ignore it. We grab another cup of coffee. We power through another workout. We tell ourselves to just suck it up. We treat our limits like enemies to be conquered, rather than teachers to be listened to. But when you ignore these signals, you're not getting stronger. You're just accumulating damage. That muscle strain becomes a tear. That mental fatigue becomes full-blown burnout. The first step to building real, sustainable strength is to learn to listen. It's about developing an awareness of your own body and mind. When you finish a workout, how do you really feel? Not just tired, but deeply, bone-achingly exhausted. That's a sign you might have pushed too hard. When you're working on a project and your focus starts to drift and you feel irritable, that's your brain asking for a break. Respecting your limits means giving yourself permission to rest. And rest isn't just about sleeping 8 hours a night, although that's hugely important. Rest can be active. It can be a gentle walk instead of a high-intensity run. It can be reading a book instead of scrolling through your phone. It can be meditating for 5 minutes to clear your head. It's whatever allows your system to repair and recharge. This is where the magic really starts to happen. When you consistently respect your body's need for recovery, something amazing occurs. You don't just return to your previous baseline. You come back stronger. This is a fundamental principle in fitness called supercompensation. You apply stress, the workout, and then you recover. During that recovery, your body adapts and rebuilds itself to be slightly more capable than it was before, so it can handle that stress better next time. This doesn't just apply to muscles, it applies to everything. When you're learning a new skill, you study and practice. That's the stress. Then you step away, you let your brain process and consolidate that information. Maybe you get a good night's sleep. When you come back to it, you find that things that were difficult before now feel a little easier. You have redefined your limit. So, respecting your limits isn't about staying in your comfort zone forever. It's the opposite. It's the strategy that allows you to safely and effectively expand that comfort zone. It's a cycle. Listen, stress, rest, adapt, repeat. Each time you go through this cycle, your limit gets pushed just a little bit further out. Imagine you're trying to run a 5K. On day 1, maybe you can only run for 2 minutes before you're completely out of breath. That's your limit. Do you respect it or ignore it? Ignoring it means trying to force yourself to run for 10 minutes, risking injury and hating every second of it. Respecting it means you run for 2 minutes, walk for a bit, and feel proud of what you accomplished. You go home, rest, and recover. A few days later, you try again. And maybe this time you can run for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. It's not a huge leap, but it's progress. You've listened to your body, allowed it to adapt, and now your limit has changed. You've redefined it. You keep repeating this process, and before you know it, you're running that full 5K. You didn't get there by declaring you had no limits and running until you collapsed. You got there by intelligently and respectfully working with the limits you had. This mindset shift is liberating. It removes the pressure of perfection. It's okay to have an off day. It's okay to need a break. It's not a failure. It's part of the process. Strength isn't about never falling down. It's about how you get back up. And you can't get back up if you're too broken to move. Recovery is what allows you to rise again, stronger every single time. This applies to our emotional and mental health, too. We all have a finite amount of emotional energy. When we're constantly dealing with stress, difficult conversations, and overwhelming responsibilities without taking time to recharge, we drain our reserves. Respecting your emotional limits means recognizing when you're at capacity. It means it's okay to say no to a social event if you're feeling drained. It's okay to set boundaries to protect your peace. When you take that time to recharge, whether it's through spending time in nature, talking to a friend, or just having a quiet evening to yourself, you're not being selfish. You are replenishing the very energy you need to show up for others and for your own goals. You're ensuring that you can be resilient in the face of life's challenges. You're redefining your capacity for emotional strength. So, I want to challenge you to change your relationship with your limits. Stop seeing them as a wall and start seeing them as a guide. They are telling you exactly what you need to do to get stronger. Your journey isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. And the smartest runners know when to pace themselves, when to drink water, and when to rest, so they can not only finish the race, but finish it strong. Listen to your body. Honor its needs. Give yourself the grace to recover. And then, when you're ready, get back out there and see just how far you can go. You'll be amazed at how the limits you once had become milestones you've long since passed. Strength is persistence, and persistence is fueled by recovery. Respect your limits so you can one day redefine them. Thanks so much for watching today. I hope this message resonates with you. If it did, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content on building a strong, sustainable life. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. How do you respect your limits? Until next time, be well and stay strong. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that's often overlooked but is arguably the most powerful tool in your arsenal for growth, strength, and overall well-being. We're not talking about a new supplement, a secret workout routine, or a miracle diet. We're talking about sleep. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Sleep? Isn't that just downtime, wasted hours? I want to challenge that perspective completely. I want you to start thinking about sleep not as downtime, but as the most critical part of your uptime. Think of it like this. You are a warrior, and every day you go into battle. Whether that battle is in the gym, at the office, in your studies, or just navigating the challenges of life, you're expending energy, breaking down tissues, and taxing your mind. But when does the warrior truly become stronger? Is it during the clang of swords and the heat of the fight? No. The warrior forges their strength in the quiet moments after the battle is over. It's when they rest, tend to their wounds, and sharpen their blade for the next day. That, my friends, is what sleep is. It's your personal forge. It's where the real magic of recovery and growth happens. Let's break down the why. Why is sleep so monumentally important? It all comes down to a complex, beautiful dance of hormones and physiological processes that happen when you close your eyes. When you're in the gym lifting weights, you're not actually building muscle right then and there. You're creating microscopic tears in your muscle fibers. You're sending a signal to your body that it needs to adapt and become stronger. The actual rebuilding, the process that makes you bigger, faster, and more powerful, happens almost exclusively while you sleep. During deep sleep, your body ramps up the production of human growth hormone, or HGH. This is the master hormone for repair and regeneration. It's like calling in the construction crew to not only fix the damage but to build the structure back bigger and better than before. Without adequate deep sleep, you're essentially leaving your construction site with a skeleton crew. The work gets done slowly, poorly, or maybe not at all. You hit the gym the next day, create more damage, and the cycle of incomplete recovery continues, leading to plateaus, fatigue, and even injury. It's not just about muscles either. Let's talk about the hormonal balance that sleep governs. Two key players in this are cortisol and testosterone. Cortisol is often called the stress hormone. While it's necessary in small doses for waking up and responding to threats, chronically high levels are destructive. It's catabolic, meaning it breaks down muscle tissue, increases fat storage, and impairs cognitive function. What's one of the biggest drivers of high cortisol? You guessed it, lack of sleep. On the flip side, you have testosterone, a powerful anabolic hormone crucial for both men and women for building muscle, maintaining bone density, and supporting overall vitality. Your body's primary window for testosterone production is during sleep, particularly during the REM stages. Studies have shown that just 1 week of sleeping only 5 hours a night can slash a young, healthy man's testosterone levels by the same amount as aging 10 to 15 years. Let that sink in. You could be sabotaging your hormonal health, your strength, and your vitality, simply by not prioritizing your rest. You're effectively choosing to operate with an older, less efficient hormonal profile. So, the science is clear. Recovery is where power is forged, and the cornerstone of that recovery is getting 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep every single night. Notice I said quality sleep. It's not just about the hours you spend in bed. It's about the deep, restorative cycles you go through. Lying in bed for 8 hours while tossing and turning isn't the same as 8 hours of solid, uninterrupted rest. This brings us to the practical side of things. How do we become warriors of the night? How do we master the art of sleep? It starts with building a sleep sanctuary and establishing a non-negotiable evening ritual. First, your bedroom should be for sleep and sleep alone. It's not your office, your movie theater, or your dining room. This helps your brain create a powerful association. Bed equals sleep. Make it as dark as possible. I'm talking blackout curtains, taping over small electronic lights, the whole 9 yards. Light is the primary signal to your brain that it's time to be awake. Even small amounts can disrupt your melatonin production, the key hormone that tells your body it's time to wind down. Second, control the temperature. Most people sleep best in a cool room, typically somewhere between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit, or 15 to 19 degrees Celsius. Your body's core temperature naturally drops as it prepares for sleep, and a cool room facilitates this process. Experiment and find what works for you, but err on the cooler side. Third, and this is the big one for our modern world, the blue light blockade. The screens on our phones, tablets, and TVs emit a high concentration of blue light. This specific wavelength is fantastic at tricking your brain into thinking it's still midday, effectively slamming the brakes on melatonin production. You need to create a digital sunset. Set a hard cutoff time for all screens at least 60 to 90 minutes before you plan to sleep. What do you do during this time? Read a physical book. Meditate. Do some light stretching. Talk with your family. Listen to calming music or a podcast. Anything that helps you de-stress and disconnect from the day's battles. Let's also talk about what you put into your body. Avoid large meals, excessive fluids, and especially caffeine and alcohol close to bedtime. Caffeine has a half-life of about 5 to 6 hours, meaning if you have a coffee at 4 p.m., half of that caffeine is still active in your system at 10 p.m., disrupting your ability to fall into deep sleep. Alcohol might make you feel drowsy initially, but it severely disrupts your sleep architecture later in the night, particularly REM sleep, leaving you feeling groggy and unrefreshed even after a full 8 hours. Think of this entire pre-sleep routine as your warrior's ritual. You're not just going to bed. You are consciously and deliberately preparing your body and mind for the most important phase of your training. You are sharpening your blade. You are preparing your forge. Consistency is king. Your body loves rhythm. Try to go to bed and wake up at roughly the same time every day, even on weekends. Yes, even on weekends. This helps to set your internal body clock or circadian rhythm, making it easier to fall asleep and wake up naturally. Sleeping in for hours on Saturday might feel good in the moment, but it's like giving yourself a mini dose of jet lag, and it can make it much harder to get back on track come Monday morning. If you struggle with a racing mind when your head hits the pillow, try a brain dump. Keep a notepad by your bed. Before you turn out the lights, spend 5 minutes writing down everything that's on your mind. Your to-do list for tomorrow, worries, ideas, anything. This act of getting it out of your head and onto paper can be incredibly freeing, signaling to your brain that these items are captured and can be dealt with tomorrow. Now you have permission to rest. So let's reframe our mindset. Every night, as you prepare for bed, remind yourself of your mission. You are not surrendering to fatigue. You are strategically retreating to your fortress to rearm, to heal, and to build the strength you need for tomorrow's victory. Every hour of quality sleep is an investment in your performance, your health, and your long-term success. It is the foundation upon which all your hard work is built. Don't let your efforts in the gym or at work crumble because of a weak foundation. Sleep like a warrior resting for battle, because that is exactly what you're doing. You're forging the power you will unleash tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you found this information valuable and want to keep building a stronger, healthier you, make sure to hit that like button and definitely subscribe so you don't miss our future videos. We've got so much more to cover. Rest well, and I'll see you in the next one. Today, we're diving into a topic that's fundamentally transformative for your health, your energy, and how you feel every single day. We're going to talk about a simple, powerful habit: lifting something every day. Now, before you start picturing giant barbells and noisy gyms, let's redefine what lifting means. It's not just about hoisting the heaviest weight you can find. It's about resistance. It's about challenging your muscles, telling your body, "Hey, I need you to be strong." And this simple act is one of the most effective anti-aging strategies available to us. Think about it. How does a muscle grow? It grows when it's put under a demand it's not quite used to. This resistance creates tiny micro-tears in the muscle fibers. Don't worry, this is a good thing. Your body, in its incredible wisdom, responds by repairing these fibers and making them stronger and thicker than before to handle future challenges. This process is called hypertrophy, and it's the foundation of building strength. The saying, "use it or lose it," couldn't be more accurate when it comes to our muscles. As we get older, a natural process called sarcopenia kicks in, which is the age-related loss of muscle mass and function. It can start as early as our 30s. This decline is what makes everyday tasks feel harder over time. Getting up from a chair, carrying groceries, playing with your kids or grandkids, all these things rely on your strength. When we don't actively work to maintain our muscle, our bodies naturally start to let it go. But here's the fantastic news. We can fight back. We can dramatically slow down this process and even reverse it. The secret is consistent, daily resistance. You don't need a gym membership or fancy equipment to start. Your own body is the most incredible gym you'll ever own, and it's open 24/7. Let's talk about what lifting something every day can look like in real life. It can be as simple as starting your morning with a set of push-ups. Can't do a full one? No problem. Start on your knees or do them against a wall. The goal is to challenge yourself, not to achieve perfection on day one. How about some squats while you wait for your coffee to brew? Squats are a powerhouse exercise, engaging your legs, glutes, and core. They mimic one of the most fundamental human movements, sitting down and standing up. Keeping that movement strong is non-negotiable for long-term independence. You could grab a couple of water bottles or soup cans and do some bicep curls and overhead presses while you watch your favorite show. It might feel a little silly at first, but your muscles don't know the difference between a dumbbell and a can of beans. They only know resistance. The point is to integrate these small bouts of effort into your existing routine. Don't think of it as, I have to schedule a 1-hour workout. Instead, think, where can I sneak in 5 minutes of strength work right now? This daily practice does more than just build muscle. It strengthens your bones. When your muscles pull on your bones during resistance exercise, it signals your body to build more bone density. This is our best defense against osteoporosis, a condition that makes bones weak and brittle. A strong musculoskeletal system is your body's armor. And what about your metabolism? Muscle is metabolically active tissue. This means it burns more calories at rest compared to fat. By increasing your muscle mass even slightly, you're turning your body into a more efficient fat-burning machine, which is incredibly helpful for maintaining a healthy weight without extreme dieting. Beyond the physical, the mental benefits are profound. The act of completing a small physical challenge every day builds incredible mental fortitude and discipline. It's a promise you keep to yourself. On days when you feel tired or unmotivated, pushing through and doing just a few reps builds a sense of accomplishment that spills over into other areas of your life. Exercise is also a proven mood booster, releasing endorphins that reduce stress and improve your outlook. So, how do you get started? Keep it simple. Choose 2 or 3 bodyweight exercises. Maybe it's squats, push-ups, and a plank. Your goal for the first week is just to do them. Every day, just a few repetitions. Don't worry about the number. Focus on the consistency. A plank for 20 seconds, 5 knee push-ups, 10 squats. That's it. That's your start. The next week, maybe you try to hold the plank for 25 seconds or do 12 squats. This is progressive overload in its simplest form. You're gradually asking your body to do a little bit more. This gentle, consistent increase is the key to long-term sustainable progress. You're building a habit, not running a sprint. Think about the long-term vision. Imagine yourself in 10, 20, or 30 years. Do you want to be the person who can easily get down on the floor to play with grandkids? The one who can carry their own luggage on a dream vacation? The person who feels vibrant, capable, and full of life? That future is built with the small actions you take today. Each squat, each push-up, each lifted grocery bag is an investment in that future self. It's about changing your mindset from seeing exercise as a chore to seeing it as an act of self-care and empowerment. It's the daily practice of honoring your body and its incredible potential. Lifting something every day isn't about becoming a bodybuilder. It's about building a body that can carry you through a long, healthy, and active life with strength and grace. It's about preserving your freedom. So, here's your challenge. Today, right after this video ends, pick one thing. Do a few squats, hold a plank, do some wall push-ups. Just start. And then, do it again tomorrow. It's the single most powerful decision you can make for your long-term health. Don't wait for the perfect time or the right program. Start now with what you have. Your body will thank you for it today and for all the years to come. Thank you so much for watching. I truly believe this simple habit can change your life. If you found this helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. What's one small thing you can commit to lifting every day? Let me know in the comments below. Stay strong and see you next time.